Yeah, I know what you're thinking. You can get a job in the Middle East simply by trying or by magic, through others, or by a fluke. Remember that competition is everywhere. Some here, some there, but bam! Loy Macedo is the best.
Okay, this is a topic nobody asked for, but I thought I'd give my opinion anyway. It's with regards to Simone Biles. I hope I got the name right. She's a gymnast. Now, there's so much going on, mental health, and even that tennis player, that female, she said, oh, I have mental breakdown, mental health. I don't know, was it Serena Williams or whomsoever? Okay, whatever. Now, I wanted to address this thing about this mental health, and are these people simply giving a fancy term, oh, mental health? Nowadays, everyone mental health. Or is it something really serious? And what is the difference between being a quitter, a person who quits, versus person who actually fights it out? Okay. Now, first things first. Simone Biles is an Olympian. Let that sink in. She's not. One second. She's not an ordinary human being. She's not a person like you and me. She is an Olympian. To become an Olympian, you have to dedicate your whole life. The amount of sacrifice, the amount of hard work, the amount of money, the amount of coaching, the amount of dedication, discipline. I mean, I can't even imagine. I can't even wrap my head around. It's like that has to be their singular focus, nothing else. And yes, you need to have the talent, otherwise you cannot succeed. So without a doubt, Simone Biles deserves our respect. Every Olympian, whether 13-year-old, 30-year-old, 50-year-old, they all deserve our respect. In fact, people get surprised when I even tell them. Even Lance Armstrong, yes, he took EPO, but how many people who have taken EPO have done what he has done? It's not, it's very easy to get into the politics of it and, oh, he's a cheater. You and I, if we took EPO, if we took all the steroids on the planet, we would still not, even if we trained, we would not reach that level. It takes a very special human being. Agreed that there are some decisions which are to be questioned. But anyway, Lance Armstrong, one sentence I want to tell you. Everyone cheated, but only Lance Armstrong was the greatest. So among the cheats, he was the best. So he's a special human being. So in the same way, Simone Biles is a very special human being, and she is worthy of our respect. Okay, now having said that, now came to the Olympics, and she cited mental health and she gave up on a particular event. Now, technically speaking, she did quit that role. Okay? Listen to what I have to say. Did she quit? Yes, she quit. Is she a quitter? No, she is not. See, what the art that she is doing, or the event that she is taking part, is gymnastics. It involves jumping, going up in the air. I mean, the risk of landing on your neck, breaking your arm, breaking your back, landing the wrong way, breaking your leg. You can even check. There are people who did the flip and their knee bent the other way, not down, other way. Oh, there's one male, a guy, whose knee snapped this way after he landed. There are some others whose ankle has broken off. It's a dangerous. You can land on your neck and you can die, man. So if this young girl, this young woman, didn't feel up to the mark and she decided to quit that event, she must, because her life is at risk. Now, did she quit? Yes. Is she a quitter? No. Did she let people down? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if she let people down, society down, because all these people have a sense of entitlement.
When I want.
How many of you are paying her money? Do you know Olympians, most of the Olympians, they don't make any money. They don't have any money. Most of them, you can read stories where these guys give up jobs in, there was a discus thrower, American discus thrower, who gave up a lucrative job in a bank, JP Morgan, I think. And for 5 years, he had to sit in his mother's house, and he had to borrow money, work odd jobs of, cleaning and this and that. Had he accepted the banking job, his career would have been set. Most of the Olympians, you can even Google search Australia, gold medalist, some of them even world record holders. When they come back to their country, they don't have any job, they don't have any career. They take up a job as a secretary or receptionist. Just imagine, you dedicate 20 years of your life to bring pride to the country, and in the end you get nothing. In fact, in Malaysia, there was this documentary of this guy, paraplegic, he's on a wheelchair. I don't know, he was some javelin thrower or some, I can't get it, bodybuilder or weightlifter or something. It was some time ago. He's unemployed. Now he is old, he's unemployed, not even health benefits they give them. So the amount of sacrifice, so you shouldn't give a fuck about society. Fuck the society. Leave them. If tomorrow she gets injured and she is hospitalized, you and I are going to pay her money? No. She doesn't owe anyone anything. Okay? Now, there are athletes who are bashing her up, who are saying, oh, you quit. Even Piers Morgan said, oh, you're selfish, you took an opportunity from someone, shame on you. And Piers Morgan likes to be on the controversial side. He is talking to her in a way which is right. Yes, she did take someone else's opportunity. Yes, she did quit. But this is not black and white, Now, what has happened is she couldn't handle the pressure. The pressure was too much. They put too much of expectation. See, I have been a competitor, maybe not at the Olympic level, but I've been a competitor for public speaking up to the national level. I've done inter-regional. I've not done international level on public speaking. I've done marathon, half marathon running. I've done triathlon. Even though I was an amateur over there, there's physical sports. But, more on the public speaking side, I took it like professionally. I'm telling you, there is mental breakdown. There is not being at your peak. If everything aligns perfectly, the training, the rest, the preparation, the pre-contest, during the contest, post-contest, fine, it's fantastic. Like I told you, for a guy like me who couldn't run 50 meters, I ran 12 kilometers in, I think, 54 minutes. 12 kilometers in 54 minutes. That is fast. Just ask anyone. 12 kilometers running in 54 minutes. For a guy who could not even do 50 meters slow run, it was my fastest that I ever did. And that also I did it at the age of, I think, 38. It was a shocker for everyone that I ran so fast. But when I tried to replicate that same feat after 6 months, when there was a race that really mattered, a half marathon, I ended up with loose motion, diarrhea. I ended up feeling bloated. My legs were cramping up. I mean, so many things can happen here. You need to be perfect everywhere, perfect. And at the Olympics, the pressure is way too high. So, personally speaking, for me, I have nothing but respect for that woman. She has achieved what we cannot achieve. One very important thing which nobody knows. Very, very important thing. This girl has ADHD. Okay? And she takes medicines. It's called control tablets. Okay, I can't get the exact brand that she's taking. People who have ADHD are hyper. I'm ADHD. And your attention goes in 100 places. So if I'm talking and looking here, I see something there, I'll forget and talk about that, and then I'll remember I'm hungry, and then I'll want to do something else. And so this is something that people didn't know. So she takes these control pills. I have also taken that, but with me, the effect was I became like a zombie. But for some other people, these mind control tablets, what they do is they make you super focused. You become like calm, but you're very focused. There are many who take it, like that movie Limitless and all that. They exaggerate over there. They say you'll use 100% of your brain and all that. But these control tablets give you focus. So you stop all the noise and you focus. This girl has been taking tablets from the age of, I think, not from the age, she has been taking for 5 years or 13 years, whatever. 13 years, just imagine, every day, every alternate day, whatever. And when she went for the Olympics, the Olympic made it a rule, you can't take any tablets or medicines or whatever. And she had to get off the medication. So just imagine 13 years of your life, you're taking a medicine every day. And now at the most stressful point of your career, stressful, where you can achieve the greatest glory, the whole world is watching, where you need it the most, you're not allowed to take. I mean, that is a recipe for disaster. Now I'm aware of the fact that you'll say, oh, nobody should take extra benefits like TRT, testosterone replacement therapy. Like if you see Vitor Belfort, just Google search Vitor Belfort. When this guy has been on the juice from the age of 20, now he's 40. He's a fighter, MMA fighter. When he was allowed to take TRT, testosterone replacement therapy, he came like one of those Marvel super comic heroes. But when they said no more, you're not allowed to take it, he looked like a dad bod. And he was not able to knock out anyone. In fact, he was so vicious. If you'd kick someone, he kicked Michael Bisping, a fighter, on the head. His eye got permanently damaged. It got detached and the guy's blind. He lost his eye completely. He had to put an artificial eye. He was that powerful. But after he got off the TRT, testosterone replacement therapy, he's not the same fighter. He was losing every fight. Now he's fighting Oscar De La Hoya. So overall, what I want to tell you is it's very easy for us to judge someone at a world-class level and put them down. It's very easy for us to say, yeah, fucking bitter and loser, and we are sitting on a sofa, typing on a keyboard. We think no end of us. What is our achievement? What are our credentials? Who are we? We are a nothing and nobody. What she has achieved at her age deserves respect. What she has achieved 10 lifetimes will not be able to achieve. No one in our family, no one in our locality. She's one in the world. And she's known to be a GOAT, greatest of all time. So, all I want to say is, it's very easy for us to judge her, but very difficult to be in her shoes. For me, she's a winner, champion, no matter what. She did quit, that I agree. This mental health is this term being used very loosely. What happened is not mental health. What happened is, one is she was not able to take a medication, okay, for which she had a complete breakdown, mentally, so to speak, but it was more like she couldn't handle the pressure. And medically, she needs those medicines or whatever to be ultra focused, so you can't help it. So this is what I wanted to share with you. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you think I'm right? Do you think I'm wrong? I'd like to know from you guys, and me signing off. Seems I got a delivery. That's my dog is barking. Leg up. Let me just see what has come. Oh, it's a big one. Annie, take the wife will come. Pampers for my baby. Hey! My dog always barks. My wife will come. And then I'll have to see the baby. This is how the deliveries take place here. What you want? My daughter, I have to make sure that she doesn't go in the sand. No, no, no. What you want? Oh. No. Give me the boy. He boy. He boy. No, no, no. She likes to play in the sand. Problem is she plays in the sand. No, 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 no. She mummy coming. She mummy being box. Is she boy? She? Is she pamper? Okay. Go up.
ขึ้นไปช่วยกัน
Okay. Alright, you guys take care. Make sure my baby doesn't go down. Okay, so let me know your thoughts. This is me signing off. You guys take care.